What's up, guys? Are you ready for the release? I am. Thought I'd come on here about a minute early. Hopefully this goes smoother than the last time. For those of you that watched our live last time, we had a really tough time trying to find everything. So hopefully this video comes up right after this countdown goes down. Where's everybody from today? Post it up in the comments. Who all's watching and where from? Stacy's here. Larry's here. What's up, guys? How are we doing today? Are you excited for the release of the Pan America? I am, just because it's something new and innovative from Harley. So I'm pretty excited to see what they can do with it. What's up, Carl? Ed's Biker Stuff. Nicole from Denver. Candy. Stacy. Hi, guys. How is everybody doing today? Angel Face Moto Riders here. What's going on? How are you? How are you? All right. Cross our fingers as this goes right into the reveal. Otherwise, I'm going to be scrambling. 1, 0. White screen of death. That's not good. Anybody else getting the white screen of death as well? Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get us to the event. Oh, there it is. You guys hear that okay? Replays in the house. One day course of the riding. Yep. Tennessee. All right, I'm going to flip this. Make myself smaller or bigger. You guys see and hear that okay? Give me a thumbs up if you can see it and hear it okay. Loud and clear. All right, thanks, Tim. Tim's being sneaky. What do you guys think? Are you guys buyers? Anybody here interested in buying the Pan America? You turn the volume up? That was as loud as it goes, sorry. I'm going to turn it back up after this music. Laconia, New Hampshire's in the house. Hello, hello. Nearly hear you. The music is louder than you. Yeah, I kind of want it to be. Angel Face, no worries. No problem at all. You do what you have to do or want to do. We appreciate when you do come. Ed's Biker Stuff, I heard it's like 17,000. Here we go.
You are here by the grace of your lineage. You stand on the backs of those who came before you. The defiant ones. Outlaws of adventure, explorers of the unknown. Harley Davidson defined the motorcycle. But it was you who challenged the destination and rode across continents. You who climbed uncharted mountains, who raged through desert sand, and faced the fury of ice and snow, in the hope of discovering beauty unknown. You are the pathfinders, whose hearts beat to discover new terrain, and to find yourself all over again, in the emptiness of an open road. It has always been your relentless spirit for adventure that's pushed us to take you further. Why call it adventure touring when it's human nature to see beyond the limits? I am the Pan America, forever exploring. And I am here by the grace of my lineage. I am Harley Davidson.
That's what it's about. Look at this. It's been years that I've wanted to do this. I've known it's coming, and I just want to thank Harley for giving me the opportunity to direct the piece that you just saw. It means the world to me. I mean, my job is to act and direct and, filmmaking, and sometimes you're playing other characters, and it's great. But there's nothing like doing your passion, which is riding motorcycles. And to be introducing this bike for Harley and have the opportunity to make a film for them, I wanted to show something that showed the lineage, where it all came from, how we took those bikes, how we pushed them further, whether that be up a mountain, through the desert, just pushing it to all speeds and taking something that Harley created. And it's really the connection between the human spirit and our adventure for touring. And this is finally here. It's the next generation. So those new pathways, and this is definitely the trailblazer right here. So thank you very much, Harley. I love you.
With a street bike, you fight to keep it clean, but I almost want to leave the mud on this motorcycle. But I guess that's all part of the adventure touring thing. It's about kind of leaving scars on the motorcycle and bits of history. I'm looking pretty good here. Got to ride over and see the boss. See if I can talk Jochen into taking another ride with me. I'd love to go out and get this thing muddy again.
Doesn't sound like a
How you
Harley,
doing?
does it?
Let's do it.
Wow, what a day.
Oh, man. Awesome. That was great.
What ride mode did you try?
I was in off-road mode. I played with sport mode a little bit, and then we got into some gravel, and I actually put it in like the rain mode. Off-road mode was the best.
Favorite. So we're getting the fire going?
Yeah, let's do it.
With the introduction of the Pan Am, there's going to be people out there that are going to say, Harley Davidson is maybe a little late to this game. And, my answer to that is, this is our game. This is the game that we've always played. From our earliest inception of the motorcycle and how the founders used it to prove its mettle, it's been part of us. It's in our DNA.
At the end of the 19th century, you have to remember roads across the United States aren't like they are today. They were not geared for motor vehicles. They were designed for horses, horse-drawn vehicles. You commonly had roads that were nothing more than sand.
You'll see it in the Harley Davidson marketing literature. Their sales were in competition with horse and buggy. And so they were saying, don't buy a horse. A Harley Davidson can get you down that same trail. It can do the same thing and get you to a place where a horse would. And you don't have to feed it. You don't have to clean up after it. And there's just so many more reasons why a Harley Davidson is a better choice. that's where trail riding comes from. It's from getting on horseback and actually riding trails. And that's where a motorcycle was one step ahead of an automobile, where it needed two trails to get down. The motorcycle could go down that single trail, and it could get you back to your favorite fishing hole, or get you to that favorite hunting spot where the bucks hid out. It's what the early founders really set out to do. You kind of had a perfect storm. You had an engineering guy, you had a manufacturing guy, you had a dealer guy, and then you had a marketing guy. And he said, if we can prove that our motorcycle is far superior to every other motorcycle out there by being able to handle whatever terrain under whatever conditions, that's what people are going to want. Motorcycle touring, a lot of people think is kind of a new concept. And believe it or not, the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel actually had their motorcycle tour of the woods that dates back to 1907. Lake Geneva is 45 miles away from here, but that was a day-long trip on a motorcycle in those days.
There's one adventure touring story of a part that they had developed called a two-speed hub that, among other places, got its testing with a customer who was crusading in Wisconsin to help prevent the spread of tuberculosis. His name was Ted Worley, and he was an avid outdoorsman. And one of the things he loved about his job is it got him out in the outdoors as much as possible. And he ends up writing a pamphlet on behalf of Harley Davidson called Camping Hints When Touring with a Motorcycle. And it's everything from how to set up your tent. There was a recipe for soup. There's even a great illustration showing how he set up the luggage on his motorcycles.
By 1920, we're a global company. We've been selling since 1913 in Japan. We've been selling in Brazil. We've been selling in Australia, Europe. And so we start seeing these letters flow into the company. Here's my trip to the Panama Canal. You see, Harley Davidsons and elephants and all these exotic things. There was nothing holding you back. As long as there was ground and, the motorcycle could conquer it. We talk about on-road or off-road. Well, what's a road? To a motorcycle, what isn't?
When the sport model comes out, a good amount of the advertising talked about these kind of competitive rides they did up a mountain road.
There was a fellow by the name of Charles F. Barrett, and he entered his Harley Davidson, and he beat out every automobile in the Utica AAA Auto Club hill climb, and he beat them handily. And after that, all the auto clubs, including the AAA, outlawed motorcycles in their hill climb.
In 1930, William H. Davidson, who is the son of William A. Davidson, one of the co-founders of the company, wins the Jack Pine Enduro. And this was an endurance run held in the Lower Peninsula of Michigan. And by that point, it had grown to have quite a reputation. One of Harley Davidson's dealers, a woman in Detroit, Michigan, Dot Robinson, would talk about, having competed in the Jack Pine. She talked about, scratches on the arms from tree branches. And the Jack Pine was some of the most grueling terrain that anybody could ride. She competed several times, won it twice. World War II comes along and it changes literally everything for everyone. They took what was the W, as it was called, civilian model, and made a lot of adaptations to it.
They were specifically designed to handle conditions that the military used things like Jeeps for. It has stronger forks, it's got stronger handlebars, it has a skid plate on it, it's got an air cleaner that has an oil bath so you can handle dusty conditions, luggage racks and gun scabbards and ammo boxes. They all get incorporated so they can handle that terrain.
And they would get letters from servicemen serving in the Pacific, servicemen serving in Europe saying, I was a rider before the war, or maybe they weren't, but they're riding a Harley Davidson in the military now, and they would report that it's handling it well, and it's really a reliable bike. And, those guys wanted reliable vehicles. They didn't want to get stuck anywhere. You never knew when you would get in a tight spot.
So as the interstate system comes into play after World War II, and we start seeing the advent of the superhighway in the United States, Harley has to really pivot. You're starting to make motorcycles that can travel at a higher rate of speed. They can carry multiple passengers and more gear. People are going to go further distances. You know, what might have been a day trip that was 60 miles away, now, you know, you might go 300 miles. You know, in 1956, we sell our first true touring motorcycle where it's sold as the fact. It's the king of the highway. And you get saddlebags, you get a windshield. It's got an extra thick buddy seat so you can take a passenger along. You know, the rise of off-road or motocross racing in the 1970s was a huge boom. And we made scramblers. We made SX 125s, 175s, which were off-road. Probably the most grueling motorcycle race in North America is the Baja 500. Well, a lot of people don't even realize that A, Harley competed in it, and B, they don't even know that we won it one year. And this is usually run by dune buggies and Jeeps, and, you know, so to win that was really a huge thing. So, you know, we were involved in it. And at the time, you know, Harley Davidson decided to take a different course and concentrate on more heavyweight touring motorcycles.
Everyone always said, well, you got to make this trade-off. You're either going to be an off-road bike or you're going to be an on-road bike. And to me, that never really made sense, that it had to be this dichotomy of one or the other.
And it was like, hey, there's an opportunity here. You know, this is like a missing link. Frankly, we own the Grand American touring market. We are the market. If you think about power that the company was able to harness and the desirability that the product had at its core through the early 90s all the way through the 2000s, we love that customer. That customer's been incredibly special to us and important to us, but we've got to start thinking about a new customer too. Like, this is something that should have been in our lineup, and all these things came into place, and we eventually said, yeah, let's do this, man. We can absolutely own this.
The way we approached Pan Am was to go off and decide what kind of motorcycle we wanted to build. What are the targets? What are the requirements? What are the things that are going to delight real advocates, people that really have this in their blood?
We want to deliver all the expectations that those customers expect. We want to do it better than the competition, and we want to do it in our own way that's unique. It has to be the Harley way. So that's where the tension was, because a lot of people thought when we said it's got to be the Harley way, it's going to be heavy, it's going to be loud, it's going to have flames on it. And that's not what we were talking about. We were talking about individuality and something that people hadn't done before. You kind of have to find that space in between evolution and revolution. And we had a little more freedom with Pan America because there was nothing that came before it. Whenever you do something that's kind of radically different and unexpected, you're going to shake people up. I remember telling leadership at the time, I said, this is exactly what we want. It's the right bike, it's the right shape, it's the right moment, and it's kind of the right mindset right now with the company. It took a story. I said, hey, first of all, when the company started, there were no roads. That's a great, nice foundational chunk to kind of build this whole thing off of. Second thing was the way that we supported 2 world wars with products that basically invented adventure touring. And then, I mean, we won Baja. And if you think about America and just the vast amounts of land that are unpaved, like this countryside around me, there's just a huge opportunity here. And it is touring, you know, and we kind of invented Grand American touring. And the fact that you're being so polarized about it is a really healthy reaction to have. I believe iconic, innovative design scares the hell out of people at first. And if we don't have that, that means we haven't pushed it far enough.
Being an industry-leading company doing touring puts us in a really great position to build an adventure touring bike.
Because it's an adventure touring bike, because it's a tool, because function absolutely has to deliver, we were lockstep with engineering.
The acuity to actually put that engineering into the bike to make it a superior motorcycling experience was a lot harder than people might have thought.
It was ground up, and it started with the powertrain.
We're not really into covers and decorative things that you put over and hide. We're really more into the functionality. What you see is actually what works. And that's why we believe that the engine should be out front and proud. The concept here was to design the engine such that it was stiff enough to be the central member of the frame,
which gave us the opportunity to make the whole motorcycle lighter.
And that, as a designer, allows you incredible flexibility because you're not stuck to a frame. You can actually design from the engine out.
It's shaped so that you can take high-speed turns and really get a grip on it.
From a dynamic standpoint, the weight needs to be low and it needs to be in the right places. How do we optimize our frame weight to get the stiffnesses we need? There's so many areas that have to come together to make this thing work right. It's really the definition of a massive team effort.
Once we started putting people on them, then we had the problem that everybody in the company wanted to get on. At our Arizona test facility, we built a whole new section just for testing off-road adventure touring bikes.
We developed 9 different criteria that we look at for off-road development of dirt roads, how the bike behaves, how it slides, how it doesn't, where the grip is, where it isn't. So all the road bike knowledge that we had just came on top of that. We spent a lot of time and effort to make sure that the bike really did everything.
Impressed with giving the engineers the freedom and creativity to come to this space, and they've really expressed themselves. They've found it almost like an intellectual challenge, and they've done an exceptional job of really reinterpreting adventure touring for Harley Davidson.
This powertrain is a home run for us. This bike has a top speed of 135 miles an hour with cargo. Crazy competent on the road. Carves switchbacks like a full-fledged street bike. You know, so hot off the line that people are going to have to use glue to hold onto the handlebars. This is a new genre for Harley Davidson. We plan to build upon this platform going forward. A product that's coming out very soon, the 1250 Custom Cruiser. It's got a fistful of torque and power, just like the Pan America.
The suspension system has got top-of-the-line balance-free forks with semi-active top-of-the-line damping, a balance-free rear cushion with also semi-active damping control, as well as the adaptive ride height.
So adaptive ride height is a first for the motorcycle industry. It lowers the motorcycle as you come to a stop, which makes it much, much more confidence-inspiring for anyone.
And then once you take
pretty
off,
cool.
the system automatically builds up pressure and pumps itself back up to your normal height. I spent a day on a regular Pan America with regular suspension. I had then hopped on an adaptive ride height bike that I had to do some other work on. And that was the moment I was like, oh, wow, yeah, this is a game changer. People are going to love this. With a push of a button, I can make it a very sporty bike. If I want to make it a luxury cruiser, I can do that too.
I feel what sets us apart is the way that Harley does customization. We've thought of everything. Titanium exhaust, lightweight materials that are durable. We partnered with Michelin on our knobby tires, the auxiliary lights, for that nighttime riding or for the canyon riding. We offer guards for those rugged terrains. We offer 3 different luggage solutions. Our sport luggage, stacking mounts right on the vehicle. The aluminum luggage for those off-road riders that are camping. It's all about maximizing space. Soft luggage bags for those ultra rugged adventures. What we do is try to balance out from a look standpoint as well as the functionality of it.
P&A is a must-have for Harley Davidson as a whole, because that's part of our DNA is customization and being able to, provide things for our customers to be able to improve the bike and their experience.
The finishes are matte sheen, they got texture. We went with powder coat because it's durable. We really wanted to design and develop something really tactical and functional for this consumer and rider. I think from a styling and color, material, finish, graphic standpoint, we always look to the past. You know, Harley has such a strong brand identity that we have to look back and, you know, make sure we're nodding to it or also just inspire from it.
I mean, Harley Davidson is known for these great leather jackets and our great leather technology, but the adventure touring rider is different.
In order to hit the ground running with really compelling product that met these customer needs, we had to partner with someone that had the right experience. So working with Revit, they're at the top of the list. They are experts in this field. They make fantastic riding gear.
Gloves, helmets, boots. We offer from head to toe to fingertips everything that they're going to need. This is going to be all the gambit of weather. This is going to be a whole gambit of terrain. So we put that focus on a textile garment in that it brings us a real versatility in waterproofing, in venting.
We've gone through a lot of work to really show up with the right stuff to meet these customers at their expectations and then exceed them.
It's this great combination of product design and transportation design and Harley Davidson design. You know, the first cafeteria napkin sketches that led to this thing. Long journey, thinking about the history of the company and kind of creating the missing link, if you will. And now here we are in 2021 with everything that's going on in the world and all the change. And, you know, Harley Davidson is back off road. To be a small part of that story is, you know, that's pretty exciting. The paved road is one thing. It has its poetry and its moments and its romance, but it doesn't get you here, you know. Thanks for showing me around your neighborhood. Anytime. These bikes were phenomenal. They really were. So how was Kenya? How was riding a Pan America in Kenya?
It was great. I mean, you know, I rode it nonstop for a few hours into a rainstorm, into the heat.
Yeah.
Gravel, off-road sand, all the riding modes, and it was really fantastic. Even at night, you know, in that landscape, you have elephants and giraffe, and everything showing up at the same time.
Incredible.
No, it was quite amazing. After a couple of days, get to know the bike. And
that'd be a cool ride.
You know, for the power it has, it's incredibly agile.
Yep.
It's a proper Harley machine that you ride through thick and thin.
I thought, you know, the last couple of days, just the more I rode it, the smaller and smaller the bike became.
It does.
It feels lighter and more agile. You just gain confidence because it's very forgiving. Ride modes just compensate, make you feel like you're a much better rider than
It's a very sleek bike. I mean, it really is.
Yeah.
And it's the first adventure touring bike made in America.
It is. Yeah.
This bike does everything. This is the start.
Let's get the American one done first, Dave.
We have great plans to expand on Pan Am and lots of innovation waiting. This is just a launch into a whole new dimension for the company.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is their first.
Cheers to a great
into
day.
ride
Thank you
modes,
so much
too.
for showing me those incredible trails.
It was fun. We rode quite a distance.
Yeah.
I mean, we had proper touring, but then just off the beaten track, and it's just a natural expansion from Grand American touring into off-road touring. To me, it's part of the history, it's part of the legacy, it's part of the DNA of Harley Davidson. And you gotta innovate, but you preserve the past as well. And that's what Harley Davidson has always done so well.
It's true.
That's what we're doing with this incredible bike, you know. I think it's ready. What do you think?
I think it's ready, absolutely.
So let's
do
give it
this,
to the world.
Good, man.
Cheers.
Let's do it. So, Jochen, you brought your guitar?
Is that it? guess that's it. Well, I don't guess anything else is coming on. All right, guys. What'd you guys think? Right, Sinister. A Road Glide with more lights. Absolutely. But it does look like a miniature Road Glide fairing, which I think is great and smart, right? Because Road Glides are like all the rage right now. So why not make it look like a miniature Road Glide? I agree, Ed. I like it. I think it's pretty cool. I can't wait to ride it. I don't really do any of the adventure touring. Not that I'm against it. I think that would be fun. And I love that. I mean, no matter what you say, they are the, like he said, the first American-built adventure touring. They were first to market. Ed's Biker Stuff. Fuel capacity. I don't know the fuel capacity. I don't really know any of the specs. I heard it's like 150 horsepower. But yeah, I don't know. I'm going to have to go look up the specs now. Angel Face, you're welcome. I like, I'm going to watch it anyway. I figured you guys were going to watch it. So I just figured we'd all watch it together and then we could comment, see what everybody thought of it. The Gravel Glide. I like it. That's a perfect name. All right. No more Geezer Glide. It is now the Gravel Glide. That is awesome. Right. That is I wonder who they went to for, what do I want to say, for R&D on this. I wonder who they, you know what I mean? Because since it's outside of their normal bike build, I wonder who they went to get advice from or how they did that. I would be curious to know. Toby, I'm really looking forward to riding it as well. I did ride an ADV, I don't know, 2 months ago. Kawasaki truck was in town, and I rode one of theirs. It wasn't anything special to me. I will say this much: that bike sounded nothing like a Harley Davidson. So I'm gonna, with the new engine and everything, I imagine it's gonna sound like all the other bikes, which is a little disappointing to me because like Harley's always been known for what their sound, right? So that's different, but hey, different genre, different sound. Absolutely. Can't wait to ride the beast. Me neither. I like riding anything. I mean, it could be a freaking scooter, and if they're gonna let me ride it, I'm gonna ride it. So how is it going to perform against the leaders, BMW and KTM? Time will tell, right? I mean, we have no idea how it's going to perform. It could outperform. It could suck. We just don't have any idea right now. I mean, generally, Harley doesn't put stuff out that just sucks. I'm trying to think of one. I'm trying to think of a bike they put out that just sucked. So I'm going to imagine they've been working on this for a few years. And I'm going to imagine they spent a lot of money in development of this since they're going into a new genre. So I hope it's kick ass. I mean, this kind of, if you notice in this, there are some things that people have been clamoring for on all of the other bikes, like ride modes. Indians got ride modes. A lot of them do. Harley's never had ride modes. So now all of a sudden this bike has ride mode. So I'm guessing they test it out here and then they put it on their touring bikes. So it's almost like they're listening. People are like, we want this. They're trying out these different things. Adaptive ride mode they were talking about, where as you stop, it lowers. That's kind of a cool idea, right? Like I said, I don't ride off-road, but it seems like that would be a great feature because they're usually pretty tall bikes, right? So it seems like a cool feature. We'll see if it works, right? Yes, say hi to everybody, Angel Face. And I lost where I was at. There we go. So it looks like there is a Pan American special. Yeah, it looks like there's 2 or 3 different little bikes they're going to have. So that's pretty cool. I don't know. They didn't put any prices there, so I'm guessing I'm going to have to go to the website and find out all the prices. But from what I've heard, it seems like it's kind of right in the ballpark. Nancy, who put it out and what was it? It was the Pan America by Harley Davidson. Website says 94 foot-pounds of torque. I know it was somewhere around 100 and then 150 horsepower. What's it say for horsepower, Toby, since you're on there doing the legwork for us? I grew up on dirt bikes, and it feels like I would be going back to my roots. So I grew up on a farm. So I grew up on dirt bikes, four-wheelers, three-wheelers. Who remembers the three-wheelers? You know, the death machines? Those were so fun. But yeah, I grew up on that too. So I think it'd be a blast. I don't know if my body can handle the dirt like it used to handle it. I mean, I remember getting pretty beat up riding dirt bikes and all. So I imagine I'm going to have to work out before I start riding the Pan America. The Pan America Special starts at $19,999. Perfect. Is that the lowest end, Sinister, or is there a lower one or a higher one? Like I said, I haven't looked it up. I need to. But why would I look it up when you guys are doing such a great job? And honestly, this week has been dubbed Hell Week here at the house. So for those of you that are following along, you know that the World Record Poker Run registration starts a week from today. So we are jamming to get everything on the site, make sure everything's functioning, and it's ready and doesn't crash next Monday when everybody can start buying their tickets for the World Record Poker Run. So it's Hell Week. That's why you only have me today, because Mama Badger is back there doing all the important stuff, making sure the website works and everything. So this week might be a little nuts for us. So if you don't see me as much, or you just see me and you don't see Angie, that's why. But we're excited to launch it next Monday. So the special offers the adaptive ride height. The base model doesn't have the option. What's the base model cost? You probably already put it in here. The projected price range, like it. Okay, cool. HD says the adaptive ride height is available on the special for $1K. The base is $1,250, does not offer the option. Okay, there you go. So yeah, they're going to have a few options. I would prefer them have 2 or 3 options, you know, low price, medium price, high price, versus there's one price. You either take it or you leave it. I like it. They're going to figure out what sells, right? And they'll probably eliminate what doesn't sell. It's kind of like the Street Glide Special and then a regular Street Glide. When I worked at Harley, we didn't ever sell any regular Street Glides. They were all Street Glide Specials. I don't know why Harley even made the Street Glide, because even if you wanted a Street Glide, I would sell you a Street Glide Special because it had all the other stuff on it. So honestly, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to need those other versions, but hey, I like that they're starting out with options anyway. Partnering with Revit for all the gear sounds like a win-win. Yep. Yeah, they're doing some smart things, sounds like. Lots of options. I like that. It two-bike too much. Tech needs simple so stuff won't break. 100 miles off-road. That's true too. There's something to be said about basic. I guess that's why dirt bikes are pretty basic, right? Because they take a beating. So I mean, time will tell. I understand the tech, because even though I'm not a tech guy, I ride a Softail with no tech on it at all. A lot of people really like the tech. A lot of the younger people coming in. So I think that'll be attractive to some, whether it breaks or not. They're going to want the latest and greatest tech on there. 150 horsepower at 9,000 RPMs. Perfect. I thought I heard around 150 horsepower. I think that's pretty good, right, for horsepower? Hit the thumbs up. Hello to everyone. Yes, I appreciate that. All you guys on Facebook, please like it, share it. Everybody on YouTube, please like it, share it, give us a thumbs up. That only just helps. Angel Face. If I had 17,000, I would support an American motorcycle company with such heritage over another country. You know, I will say that much about the video they did today. I like the heritage. So, I mean, I've always said this about myself and Harley Davidson. One of the big reasons I'm a huge Harley Davidson fan is because of that heritage and the lineage. And I mean, you can literally track from 1903 to today. Every year they've made bikes. There's that lineage through the world wars and through everything. And so for me, that's just super freaking cool. So, I mean, that's part of the experience of riding a Harley Davidson for me is that history and that lineage. So the fact that a lot of their video today was about back when we had no roads, that's kind of cool, right? So I'm a fan. I'm a fan of that for sure. Where am I at? Oh, Nancy, thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you. $19.99, $17,319 for a base. So, I mean, I think that's right along in the pricing area of their competitors. So if that's true, and I don't know, but if that's true, and Harley actually put something out that is competitive in price with their competitors, good job. I mean, I'm always hypercritical of Harley. I was so disappointed in their product launch this year, but this I was pretty impressed with. And then if the price is right and the bike is solid, so far, man, it gets 2 thumbs up. We'll see as it moves along. My early inclination is 2 thumbs up, but it is really early. I haven't seen one. I haven't ridden one. There's still a lot left. 20K loaded. Torque is an important figure. You have a Harley rider here who has an ADV bike. Awesome. Which one? 2018 HLM6. Cool. All right, I'm trying to catch up with you guys. I'll be watching you and your riders progress. Did not from Canada joked he was going to try to beat your world record poker run in 2022. Awesome. Well, you know, if he'll watch us, I'll show him how it's all done, and then he can copy. KLR KTM, now Himalayan. Dublin HD had been pushing Revit since it was long way up show. Yeah, the long way up did a lot for them. HP means speed, torque, horsepower. Had a KTM. That's why Polaris bought Indians, to try and grab some of the HD market, by the way, history and lineage, which they don't have. You know, Toby, so I've said this before and I'll say it again. You're right. They bought a name. There's no like patents they bought. There's no, you know, like family members of the original Indians that are involved in the company at all. People haven't like spent 50 years working there and retired from Indian. I mean, it's just a different thing. They built some awesome bikes. Polaris bought them. They're using the name. They're doing great with it. They built some really awesome bikes. I'm just with you. The heritage and lineage isn't there. Maybe 50 years from now, they can claim that lineage from now to then. But right now, it just doesn't exist. But they're building some cool bikes. I mean, cruise control. I have no idea. Do you have cruise control on ADV bikes? I don't know. Nice film, I think. Like to compare it to my BMW. Right. I mean, that's what you're going to have to compare it to, right? You have to compare it to, you know, what's out there and what's leading the market now. I personally would have no way of comparing that because I've not done anything on either. So when I hop on the Harley, that'll probably be like my first test. But I am curious to see what the current ADV riders think once they get their, I'm going to say, hands on their legs around the new Harley bike. I'm super curious to see what everybody says. Live stream Sunday morning when Dead Knot said that, laugh out loud. I told him Sonny would say, go for it. Right? You know, Toby's right. If somebody wants to break our world record after we break the world record, awesome. Go for it, right? Because for me, the world record's this much of it. The story, the experience, the lifelong friends, all of that is what it's truly about. Meeting all these great bikers, traveling cross country to one of the most epic rallies there ever was. That is what the World Record Poker Run means to me. The world record part was just, I thought of it. I said, let's break it, and we're going to do that. But the truth of the matter is, it doesn't matter who breaks what world record. They can never take that memory, that adventure, and that stuff away from us. So absolutely, Dreadnought, go for it. If I can get up there, maybe I'll ride it with you. Most GS riders are like Jeep riders and seldom take bikes off-road. I know a lot of Jeep riders that never take their Jeeps off-road. I've got a Jeep, and I'm never out on it to go off-road, but I have a Jeep, and I don't take it off-road because I'm always on the bike. Exactly. Not knocking what Polaris is doing, but they claim the Indian history and lineage is like something riding to Sturgis from 100 miles away trying to claim the world record program. Right. You use whatever marketing you want to use, but it doesn't change the facts. Moto Blonde in the house. What's up? Records are made to be broken. Exactly, Karen. And seeing the country on two wheels. Exactly right. I mean, there is just so much stuff to see. And like I've said before, can you imagine seeing it with 400 of your new friends that are all riding on motorcycles, cross country? I mean, what an adventure. I'm just so excited. Like a little schoolgirl. It's not about the record. It's about the rideability and durability while touring the world. I cannot wait to test ride APA. Absolutely. What's up, Throttle? All right, let's see. Have a friend here in Canada, Different Spokes TV, who has a lot to say about Harley Davidson. Does anyone watch or agree with his HD viewpoints? I have seen like one half of a video of his. I've not seen enough to have an opinion on it. But now that you mention it, I may have to go check it out. You just have to find time, right? Does anybody else have the same challenge I do? I'm making videos. I'm running a business. I'm doing a world record poker run. And there's all these great, talented people out there making moto vlogs and motorcycle content. I don't have enough time to watch them all. And I watch the people that watch me all the time. So they're always first. And does anybody else have that same challenge? You want to see all this other stuff, but you run out of time. I really want this bike to succeed because I'm a 50-year Harley. I agree. I mean, a lot of people want to see the demise of Harley Davidson. I think that would be one of the biggest tragedies the United States faces. I mean, I think I want them to succeed. I want this bike to succeed. I want Indian to succeed. I mean, I want all the American companies to exceed and thrive. I just do. So I hope this is a huge hit for them. And I hope everything they do in the future is a huge hit. Dreadnought is talking about doing some 5K route in Canada. I got you. Cool. Now all he's got to do is get 400 other people to do it with him. Well, whatever number we end at, right? So there's two keys to these. You can do as many miles as you want, but if you don't have as many riders as we do, that's a whole nother thing. So you're going to have to get all your Canadian buddies together so that they can break it. Dad and Mad, what's up? All right, we got some hellos. Hello. Uh-oh, I've lost where I'm at. Man, sometimes this is hard to keep up with. Different Spokes and Old Man Ronan, great YouTubers. Yes, guys, if you got a YouTube channel, put it in the comments. I mean, we're all about supporting other bikers. That includes other moto vloggers, other content creators. Guys, put it in your comments so other people can go, like your channel. Not enough time in the day. Exactly, Sinister. Yes, time is tough. Too much great content, not enough time. We all face the same thing. The Badgers, exactly. Need like 30 hours a day. Only tip I heard from someone is to watch content at 1.25 speed. I've heard that as well. I've never done it though. I don't know what, a lot of times what I do is of an evening, we will take the laptops into the living room and put them on our laps and we're still working, but we'll turn on YouTube and let it run. And so that's how we watch a lot of our stuff. Thank you. Fun Gus Eater 40. All right, guys, go check him out. Old Man Ronan. I'm so excited about this launch. I really think this could be a big thing for them. It can be if it's done right, priced right, and they quit worrying about. So all the people that are going to complain about this, a lot of the old limited riders and all of them, they're going to complain and say this isn't a real Harley and blah blah blah, which they did with the V-Rod, and this isn't targeted for them. So as long as they keep building great bikes that take care of their core, and then they bring these other bikes in for other genres, they will do great. And quit worrying about what their core thinks about this bike. This bike's not for the core to buy. This bike's for somebody else. Just make great bikes and don't forget about your core, right? Because if you piss them off, they're your core. And bring the technology into the street bikes. I think it's coming. I mean, I imagine that's what they're going to do. They're going to test it here and then move it there. I'm going to start doing that. I used to do it. No idea how you Badgers do it all. I cannot even keep with the 1,000 moto channels I sub to. Right. It's a lot. It is. Margaret needs a biker friend in San Antonio. All right. What's up, Dad? Mad? All right. Dave's Here Man is my channel. Yes, go check out Dave's Here Man. It would be great if this great looking machine makes it in the market. Make the Germans and the Austrians stand on their toes. We need competition and innovation. I mean, in any genre, you need competition, right? Because competition is the only people that win in competition are the consumers. Just like Indian is really competing with Harley right now, that benefits us, right? Because if they're both building bigger, better, badder bikes, then we get a better product. So absolutely. Adventure has 150 horsepower. That is amazing power. I thought so too. I don't know what the typical adventure bike has, so I can't really speak to that. I feel like an idiot talking about this stuff. I'm like, well, I don't know anything about them. It looks cool. Oh, yes. Minutes turn into hours. You're right, Toby. Like right now, minutes are turning into hours. Trying to play this live at 1.2. That's because they want you to slow down and listen to us. I don't know if you can do it when it's live. You may have to wait till it's actually turned into a video after the live's over. It's extra tough for me because as a fellow creator, when I click on a video, I watch it in its entirety. Screw the start watching and click off 3 minutes into the video, right? So, I mean, and some of those videos, a lot of my videos are really long because we do events. So I've kind of dubbed my channel as more like a reality TV show. I don't like edit a bunch of stuff out. I go to an event and I do a live on Facebook, and then I take that and transfer it to YouTube. So everybody can just hang out at the event with me. They can forward fast through what they don't want to watch. But I mean, it's a lot of content. So if you watch the entire thing, man, I'm so sorry you're spending a lot of time watching my videos. Just fast forward to what part you want to see. Base model, 14K in UK. All right. HD should just give all the bikes to me. I agree. They should give me all the bikes too. I'm core to both, laugh out loud, but at 20K, a person can buy 3 Himalayans. I'm not familiar with the Himalayans, so needs to lend you one of their Pan Americans to take on your. You know, that would be cool, but honestly, so I have a bike that's my baby. and it's got almost 100,000 miles. It's going to break 100,000 miles this year, maybe even break it on the world record poker run. And I don't know that I'd want to take any other bike but it. So even if they were to give me a new bike, I think I'm taking my bike, because that bike is one that when I'm all done with it, I'm going to restore it and it'll be passed down to my kids. And I want to be able to tell the story to my grandkids one day that this bike went on the world record poker run. So I wouldn't take it if they gave it to me. Crystal was complaining about this Harley orange trailer we were looking at. It is pretty sweet. She says it screams Harley brand. So? Hey, Stevie. Not familiar with HP and torque output of the adventure bikes, but 150 stunning amount of power. It seems like it to me too. That's it though. If I click on something, I'm interested in it and watch it. I can possibly watch everything, but if I click on it, I watch it. All right, Throttle. Well, I want you to watch all our videos, but be careful clicking on mine because a lot of them are long. All right, guys. So thank you. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today, watching this new release. And I mean, I thought it was pretty good. I had a good time watching it, and I can't wait to ride it. I'm hoping I can get a foot down on it and test it. That's where the adaptive ride height comes in, Moto Blonde. It'll actually lower as you come to a stop. Now, I don't know if it's going to lower enough, but it'll help. Angel Face, however, you got to admit the Pan America is kind of made for the world record poker run. Right? But we can't take shortcuts, because if we take shortcuts, then we don't break the mileage record. So we got to go all the miles, no shortcuts.
Hey, guys.
Oh, Mama Badger, come to say hi. She's out of her office for a brief time.
Yes. So much going on.
The tech on this bike does look amazing. The bike itself, the entire bike, when I first saw it, I was like, dude, that is the ugliest freaking thing I've ever seen. The more I look at it, though, it's pretty cool looking. And like I said, I love the mini road glide fairing. So I like it. What'd you think of it, honey?
All I saw was mimosa.
She liked mimosa. Okay. It's Momoa.
That's my nickname, mimosa.
Mimosa. Nothing like a Sunday morning mimosa.
I can remember mimosa, not Momoa. Yeah,
Thanks, Ed. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.
Oh.
Battery is about to die. Bye, Karen. Oh, everybody's saying, hey, Mama.
Hey.
And she's off again. All right, guys. Have a great day. Thank you again so much for watching and hanging out with us today. I had a blast. We can't wait till we get to hang out with you guys again. And guys, have a great week. Be safe. Have fun. See ya.